Good morning, thank you for having me. So Sika is a specialty construction chemical company. We were founded in 1910 by our innovative or very charismatic founder, Mr. Castor Winkler. If I am to set the scene, we see Europe during the Great Depression in the late 1900s or early 1900s. Sorry, we see him come out and go about coming up with some very innovative chemical products for the construction industry. The product that he came up with at that time, Sika 1, was used to waterproof the St. Gotthard tunnel, which is an iconic tunnel in Switzerland. And the product is still in use around the world. Sika 1 is one of our most comprehensively used waterproofing admixture mortars in the industry. Then we look at the actual success that followed soon after. The company has been in business for 107 years. We are now considered the #1 construction chemical company in the world. We operate out of 96 countries worldwide with a staff strength of 17,000 people, 160 factories, and 2016 saw us turn over 5.7 billion Swiss francs worldwide. Sika Sri Lanka also takes up after our sister companies. We sort of move forward in the same stream. Our cornerstone or our pillars of success have always been our people. Two important things, which is one, our people, and the other, our customers. We invest heavily in our people, in development. We believe in promoting within, and also in terms of customers, we believe that the customer is our best friend. It sounds like a cliche, but we actually live this and breathe this every day. We listen to them, we understand what requirements they have, and we then come back with innovative products that help them overcome the challenges that they face. Yes, we wind the clock back to 2013 when the idea first came across. We are heavily present around the world. We are also very heavily invested in Asia. We see different markets that we classify as developed markets, emerging markets, and frontier markets. Sri Lanka to us was a frontier market, which meant that it was going through an unprecedented growth phase, where we saw a lot of the landscape changing. To give you an example, in the past, for construction they would talk about grade 40, grade 30 of concrete. Right now we're talking grade 80, grade 100 because the industry itself has changed. But looking around, we found that no other company was represented here by themselves. It was always through agents or distributors. So this made it very clear that we had to make the investment to come here in order to better sustain and actually help the industry grow in a sustainable manner moving forward. So in 2014 the company was set up. We invested in a manufacturing facility and also a technological center, and now we are 2 years into the venture, and we are moving very, very steadily up. I will try and explain this very simply in a way that it gets the message across. We see the construction industry in an accelerated growth phase at the moment in Sri Lanka. If we take, for example, the usage of sand. Now we know that around the world sand is becoming a huge problem. For example, if we build a house, an average house would take around 200 tons of sand. A mixed development such as a hospital, a hotel, apartment complex would be around 30,000 tons of sand. We're building around 5 highways at the moment, and to put it into perspective, each kilometer of highway equates to around 30,000 tons of sand. I hope the day will come soon when we invest in nuclear powers and in Sri Lanka, and we invest in a nuclear plant, but then we'll be looking at 12 million tons of sand. So in this landscape we are trying to construct and build all these things with the scarcity of sand quite prominent. Concrete uses a lot of sand in the mix designs or in the mixes that are required, and there are no substitutes that are widely used. They are available in Sri Lanka but not widely used. So we actually have a proprietary admixture chemicals that can enable the concrete ready-mix plants to use these manufactured sand in their concrete mixes, and then bring the cost down of the buildings and also build for a sustainable future. So this is just in a nutshell how we can assist the local market by being here. And this also transcends to all our target markets, so the areas that we operate in, be it waterproofing, roofing, flooring, sealing and bonding, concrete repair and remedial structural strengthening, or the automotive industry that we operate on. In the last, I would say 2 years of operation, it hasn't been as fast as we would have liked or anticipated. We saw some shifting sands in terms of the government, in policies being made. We saw the industry come to a bit of a standstill over a period of time. So this actually hindered our growth a little bit. However, as long as the international players are here, we see international companies, we see lots of multinational companies investing and also putting up their structures here. We don't have a problem with that because they know us, they know of us, and they're happy to work with us. However, the local industry is another matter because to them Sika represents a new player. So we are heavily invested in road shows. We call them road shows. These are presentations, knowledge sharing sessions with the bodies like CECB or Structural Engineers Association, the Ready Mix Association, the Ports Authorities, the Water Authorities. So we are heavily invested in educating these key players that we are here and what our capabilities are. Plans are we are invested in Sri Lanka and Sri Lanka's growth for the future. So we will continue with this program of developing our engineers as they come forward. I mean, we do this because we are now also committed with around 4 universities that are around in Sri Lanka. We see the University of Moratuwa, Peradeniya, also SLIT, the private university, and the Jayawardhanapura University that has just come up with a civil program. So our staff dedicates at least once every 3 months. They dedicate a few days to go and speak to the students, to show them how mix designs are done, show them how admixtures can actually help them, and explain a little bit about our products. So the future looks very bright, and we are very keen to be a big part of it.